Good afternoon. This is Eve Starr with Starr Fiber Arts, coming to you from the Chalet Malay, part of my Ozark Odyssey. But today I'm giving you a little update of some stuff going on in the shop. I've been very inspired by the explosion of things here on our Ozark farm. It's April 15th, I believe, Saturday afternoon, and we've had a bunch of rain, but we had a bunch of things finally start to bloom after a long cold winter. And this scarf is one of my series of scarves for this spring that are based on Ozark flora and fauna. I know that the dogwood, this type here, is common in from here up to the northeast, but this has been a particularly good year for them already. And I wanted something that would convey that feel that you get with the wood and the creamy blossom and the natural greenery, and that's what I did here. I used some of my natural dyed hand spun with like some beads. There's a little sequin in there. And then I wanted like the sky to be part of the factor, because for me, just cream and a little green and brown just wouldn't be enough. So I pulled in the sky and the river and the water that we have here, so there'd be like an Ozark theme as well. And this is also my hand-dyed, hand-spun. It's mostly cotton and silk, so it's a spring and summer scarf. I haven't done the fringe on it yet, and it's probably going to be the one I'll use for my fringe video. The previous one I was going to use for fringe I thought might be a little bit too dark blue to show up, so this one's nice and light. And these are just the warp threads. You know, if you know anything about hand weaving, tapestry weaving, that kind of thing, this is called Saori weaving. This type with the thick and thin and the treasures in there. I've talked about that before. And here we've got just a natural silky pearl cotton warp in like a cream color. And I used a very simple warp for this one because I wanted it to have the nice, fresh, simple feel of summertime. And so that to me isn't enough for a fringe. I don't like a simple, wimpy fringe like that. So what I'm going to do is pull out the yarns that I used throughout. This is what I always do for fringe. And I will show you how I thicken that. I use a tiny crochet hook or something like that to pierce this header that I wove. And I weave this real thick and tight so that I can do things with it and so that your scarf never falls apart. And I will show you how I add extra fringe, extra yarn in between each of these warp ends. These are a stitch called hem stitching, where you stitch into the scarf and then you wrap around a chosen number of bundle of warp ends. And some people simply tie those in a knot right there, a little overhand knot. And that you can do that, but if you want to be able to hand wash something and wear it for years, you really need a little bit more than that, in my opinion. So I kind of overdo it. You can tell I was a fashion designer and sewer for years and years, so I hate taking apart anything I've done like that because it just won't come apart. But anyway, things have got to be washable. Life happens, right? So this is my Ozark Dogwood summer scarf with a very linen-y feel, a very fresh denim, faded denim, deep denim, you know, water sky feel. And that's what's going on there. Meanwhile, here on the little homestead, Lindsay's outside with the chickens. It's a beautiful day to get outside with them. It was real stormy and rainy last night. We had thunderstorms, which refilled the pond. So the chickens are out enjoying themselves, and our pond is nice and full again. This is a drainage pond, although everything's drainage for us. But look at the green already. Our guests who were here just less than 2 weeks ago would be amazed at how different everything looks already. So this was your quick update. Oh, a photobomb by the man about the place. He feeds the fish, and they survived the winter. We can't believe it. And everything's growing, and I'm just so happy. One of my scarves that I've got on the loom right now, I'm doing red-based Ozark flora and fauna, and my Japanese maples have inspired me. I'm going to use like maroon and eggplant and all the reds you're seeing right there, the brownish reds, but in the pink. So that'll be in there too. And I'm also doing Ozark birds. The painted indigo bunting, aka the gaudiest bird in Arkansas. Right up my alley, right? So that is also on my scarf loom. And on the tapestry loom, I'll make a separate video and show you the 3D tapestry that I'll be doing there, which includes needle felting and some other things. In fact, I might add a little needle felting detail to the bottom of each end of this scarf. I might make a needle felted dogwood and just have it be like actual size and just sew it down to the bottom of each end just to see how that will work out, because I want to know. I had an idea to do that with tiger lilies last year, and it decided it would be a little too literal and maybe a little too gaudy. But for the dogwoods, I think I might be able to pull it off. If I do, I'll share how I did it, so if y'all want to try it, you can. So coming to you from the little homestead on a beautiful, cool afternoon. We might have a short spring this year because it was so late. All three of us, including these two down here, looking for the turtle. Feeding the fish. Say, see y'all soon.